Doki at the same time. Uno does still have diffuser in hand. That's something, but this attack has been put on pause by SSG as Ashen manages to find Blaz. 5v2. And the question mark is out from Ashen.
I think it is from a few of us, Tim. Like, G2 there have really tried to catch SSG off guard. And I think it's very reasonable to assume that on Bar and Gaming, you're going to have some players upstairs. They maybe have seen on drone players in Master Office and assumed, all right, they must have 2, 3, 4 off-site here. We should just go for it. 2 shields on side, it feels doable, but they've walked into a C4, they've walked into a crossfire, even with the Sense gadget being rolled out at the same time. Really good response from SSG to not cave to G2 in this first round. It is a big rescue mission here from Uno and Loira if they want any chance of getting this round over the line, but I think we're all expecting, Tim, to see SSG walk away the winner.
Yeah, almost certainly. Just trying to get something going in behind the utility here, but Loira is going to take a lot of damage. Be shut down. A flawless round to kick things. Wanting to pick up. I know G2 will pick bank and they're going to be looking towards that soon if they're not too careful. Alamai manages to get an entry, so that gets G2's account open. He's taking down Benja. The Warden's gone as well, but Fultz and Ashen find answers along with J90. SSG have just taken it to another level so far, Des. We know that they picked Chalet, but G2 will expect to turn up and have a decent game on this map. They've already beaten Team Liquid at Invitational here. And it's just not happening right now.
Like I say, it's one of it is their joint top most played map across the last 6 months. Like, we know that they'll play it. For SSG, it is their most picked map. Both teams like it. Both teams will play it. But so far, only one team actually got the memo to that the game has started. G2 really struggling to find even a kill so much as a round. They've still got one. They've used their tack timeout. It's not looking too good for them. They need to warm up soon. For SSG, though, they'll keep on turning those screws. They'll keep on applying that pressure and not give them a way into it. Ashen goes down, but Fultz is in behind. Gets the two.
G2 just feel like they're stalling a little bit here. However, as I say that, Ashen will be found. The nades come raining in. As to the kills, 3v3 utility dumped in by G2 to get things moving. A double from Blaz puts them in the driving seat.
Charged his way down Piano there and taken out J90, who was sat on that mez spot where you normally see a shield, and also got the kill onto top library. Solid start and has really opened the round up. I'll give it to SSG, Tim. I think the way they set up this round is really good. They extended Master and Office again. They fell back to a second defense point around mez and top library like I spoke about in round 1. Can Forest pull back a 1 versus 2? Because realistically, G2 should have this one closed up.
Just missed his opportunity there. It was a little bit of a victim of poor timing as he had a little look. Oh, tell you what, he could put the diffuser on the ground.
Oh dear.
A 1v3 becomes winnable. It was looking like G2 might be able to close this one out, but it is definitely possible for Forest to do this, and he will. I say that Doki does something about that top floor control, managing to take down Ashen, so that gives the advantage to G2. Could this be their first attacking round that they can get on the board? Uno gets hit, but that puts the diffuser down cold behind enemy lines. Alamo manages to find the kill onto Forest. Opportunity now to push forward, get this kill onto Benja and think about a plant. G2 should be able to get this round done.
Not again. They've already lost 1v3 this half, Tim. It can't happen again, surely. They're down to 2. It's Loira and Alamau. Diffuser is going down at this point, but I don't think he's 100% where, nor does he have the angle onto it. A yellow ping there, not giving it away correctly. At this point, boys, you hold the cross. We've seen teams really mess things up. I think back to the game the other day between Falcons and Raza Company that saw PSG Talon going home, a 1v2 being given away through needlessly held angles. It looks like a similar thing again here, but no doubt G2 quite fired up, fancy the chances. Get rid of the camera in the end. Down to again, the clock running very low at this point. Are they aware about this player tucked in just below them? It's Doki who's lurking at the bottom of these lobby stairs. He could cause some real damage, and they've got the right idea. Here comes the push. No. Oh, Doki almost getting rid of him. Down to almost no HP here as well. One more bullet will be enough, but of course, there'll be a bit of team assist coming in. Gets his man down. Uno's there with the super shorty, really giving reason to its name. And Ashen, with it all to do in a 1v3. They've already won one this half, Tim. Or this game, sorry. Why not one more?
Just going to be searching, knows there's one on main stairs, can do nothing about it as Doki Benja's inside there now working towards mezzanine, so they are going to look at getting the breach open. They're actually taking ground quite aggressively so far. RSSG with Fultz, Ash and J90 all pushing in. They've decided that this is goal time. Forest is getting the diffuser down and this is not good for G2. Loira 1v4, diffuser down. Clutches don't come much tougher than this. He's going to try to get something going, but the Monty finds him. And without getting the kill on the Nitro, this is almost all but over here. 6-2 is looking very likely for SSG.
And the call just came back online for Benji. He's going to drop it immediately. Of course, Laura being around mute jammers will see that blocked away instantly. Not that it matters because of the Monty up. I'll tell you what, almost gets one there. Almost gets a second as well, but gives nothing.
Got the access that they need and are heading right towards it. Forrest is walking on in. Nobody can stop him because he's a big shieldy boy. And he's going to start putting that diffuser down, but Alamo with a Nitro over the top. Finds his range and takes him down. J9O onto Loira, 3 versus 3, but the diffuser is down cold inside of sight. The big problem here for G2 is Alamo and Doki. Look how low their health is. Fultz finds one. They are now reliant on Blaz and a 5 HP at most, Doki.
A single shot onto him and he's gone to him, even through soft flooring, which is why it's so precarious. Blaz has got to do a lot of heavy lifting in this round, I feel, if they want to get it over the line. And they coming through, and Blaz has just ran straight into a headshot from Benja. That spray through the floor, going to find nothing, but J9O gets his man.
Well, they're sort of trying to soften things up, but haven't made too much direct progress yet.
They've had these spots for quite a while now, the last minute or so, and not really sure 100% how to move forward. So their breaking point is going to come around square, with Asher starting to march his way in towards Doki. Fultz also coming in from the backside, and Benja at the same time has jumped inside a stock. So 3 players all moving in unison, Tim, and they get rid of 3 players like nothing. G2 once again completely folding, and Doki has got it all to do. This match he's under some threat down there for himself at the same time, so it's put them at more of a deficit than anything else. Yes, his gadgetry is down, but you're down a gun. Benja being taken down by Blaz. Now all things looking even. Problem is, Tim, we've seen SSG in 1v3s. They've pulled it out once before. They've came close in another. I don't think it matters here when they've got all these players still alive. And Uno now finished off. Ashen again continues his domination throughout the series. And Loira and Blaz have got to hold on. They get 1, but can they get the last 2?
That's a good response from G2. J9O manages to make it a 1v1. It's all up to him versus Blast. 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Blast just holding his angle for the time being. He's going to make J9O do the work here because realistically, J9O doesn't know where he is. Blast playing this smart. He will have heard that drone go out, but he doesn't want to push. The flash does make him move. I think J9O's got an idea, but he can't find him. It's going to impede the progress of the Monty for the short-term future at least.
C4 coming over, but not being pulled in time there, I think, realising they aren't going to find the Monty. Shot away as well. Still 2 players dancing around here, but Tim, the angles they're being peppered from, like, look, there's a Monty in your face, there's a window coming in, you're worried about someone coming down ATMs, you're worried about the rappel. Just a million and one things for G2 to think about. They look like they lack absolute confidence and trust in each other. They're not quite sure if angles are being covered, and at this point, SSG can just pick them off. 1 comes back, but as soon as they get something, Tim, 2 more go the way of SSG.
Whilst this has all been going on, Ashen has worked on a backstab over from square. He's managed to get Loira done, but G2 react fantastically well. Loira Blast.
There's a lot of window play for Fultz especially. Try and dig things in. The longer range shots coming in, as you can see from J9O, and Doki's found 2 to begin with as well on the jump out. There's no player here to respond this time, Tim, because it was Fultz that was hanging around dirt that got the trade back onto Alamau. So Doki gets away with 2, won't find himself picked up on the way back in. Massive start for G2.
Yeah, that's huge. Exactly what G2 needed a couple of rounds ago. If you remember, I said they need somebody with a big hero player to just step up, get a bunch of kills, and just open a round up. That's exactly what Doki's done with that jump out. A lot of success found from that, and it just tumbles from there. This is what we see. It's that chain reaction. G2 able to pick up 2 more. 5 versus 1. J9O, he's got 1 minute and 15. It's about the only thing he does have in his favour. Walks into an FNAT, and you can see this circling. This sharks at this point. It's going to be Blast to pick him up. G2, they have never... Potentially, Doki does manage to find a nice kill onto Forrest. He missed his opportunity there. He did have shots. If he hits the headshot, it's a different ballgame. But Ashen, he steps up and just manages to mop Doki up. He's going for the Monty, takes him down as well. It's all feeling a little bit desperate from G2. They're just forcing these situations because they have no choice, and it's not working out for them. 4v2 now, and SSG can just dig in. They've got Fultz inside a site. Ash and Benja all what? They've got J9O in stock corridor. There's nowhere that G2 can go here where they're not going to be in a fight.
They just look completely outcast. How on earth Ashen has sat there then with a UMP and brought down Doki and then taken the 1v1 against the Monty with his back against the wall where he can't get back into sight and brings down both. dare I say, borderline unforgivable, Tim, from G2. You've got to be punishing far harder than that. But they look unstoppable. There is nothing more that G2...
Dropped himself back into sight. Benja, I would have thought that would have been far too tantalising a morsel to ignore, but no, he plays the sensible
You've
game.
got to win this.
Another challenge. Dorky has to come away here, but no. Ashen switches to the shotgun and finds his man. Alamo gets the trade.
G2 might be securing trades, but the key thing is SSG are getting the kills first. They're like whittling this team down, and there's still a clash on sides, and they can waste loads of time here. They've played it completely perfectly, always willing to play their lives on their own, the same as they were against FaZe, and G2 just cannot unravel it yet. Down to the last 20 seconds, they're going to run out of time, Tim.
Forrest needs to be careful here because the gap is being closed, and that's the issue. He needs somebody to be able to challenge and protect him, otherwise the shield break will come in. Lyra manages to find Benja. J9 onto Alamo.
They can't get away with it.
Desperately needs some support here, but there's none coming. He does somehow survive. No! Lyra finds both in the abs.
Do all you can to keep it alive, but will they watch it here? He can just step back in and step straight back out again, but they've seen the drone. It is gone. Still one more available. Don't forget what I said, though, Tim. They can still waste a lot of time here with 3 smokes, with Benja, of course, on the Chanka, and they've still got a Yokai alive.
Yeah, of course. Benja is playing out in Garage, so he's got a nice straight shot through there with the Shimika launcher. We're going to see Alamo going down. Uno is putting the plant down, though, and the smoke, Yokai is going to stop him. That could be big. The Toxic Babes go out. The smokes aren't really, sorry, the Shimika launcher, it's not really landing the fire in the right place from Benja, so he just needs to sort his line out. It's a bit more difficult because it takes a bounce. Lyra does manage to take him down. Lyra's going huge, double kill.
Straight up from Garage as well. He's been the X Factor in a couple of rounds. It looks like he might be in this one. 2 kills for himself, make it a 3rd. He is unleashed, really given meaning. So it feels like SSG have read into it a little bit, Tim, and they feel somewhat ready for it as well.
25 seconds left to go. G2 are going to have to get moving, and here comes a backstab from Alamo. He's going to move his way up spiral, and SSG might not be quite ready for this. Blaz does get taken down, but here come G2. Lyra again, Alamo from behind. He's slipped the net, he's got himself in. It's all up to Benja, 1v3. Uno's putting the diffuser down. He's not going to be able to take him out. And that's it. The diffuser is secured, and Benja has it all to do. 1v3 fighting back. He's low health. There's no way that he gets these, surely. That's the first.
Tim
down Lyra. The final boss is gone. It's a 1v2 now. But no, Uno is there, and G2 get themselves onto making damage. He's taken out. Alamo manages to get the kill, and that leaves Ashen all alone. Doki took a lot of damage along the way, but once they clear this Jaeger out, there's going to be very little to stop them getting on into sight. I imagine somebody is going to take some space inside a server so that they can push Ashen from both sides. G2 need to recognise which side the Jaeger is at, and I think they have. They know that he's moving down, so they challenge from above. They just need to keep the distance so that they've got the advantage, and they managed to find the kill. They've done it beautifully. 45 seconds left to go, and G2 are rolling here, but Benja comes out with some crazy aggression to retake with a double kill, Des.
You never expect to see it, but it's happened, and Lyra's on for it to himself. Blaz hits 1 more, and Benja's on for 3, almost 4, but Alamo finds the kill he needs. Conversation about the work that Doki can do from below. Imagine it'd be much more about a retake onto the top floor from him, and sure enough, here comes one coming up top. He skipped away at the wrong time, but it is Fultz coming away with the kill onto Blaz. It's the Jaeger falling down. The Hibana put down to about half HP, but a kill is a kill, Tim.
It is. They don't have top floor control though yet, which could be the problem. Doki manages to pick up Ashen. Forrest continues to try to work from pillar, but doesn't really recognise that Doki has rotated around to read indoor. Lyra picks up Fultz, and all of a sudden SSG on the back foot massively. J9 wandering through the middle of sight, but he needs to get 4 kills if he wants to get anything going. Doesn't have diffuser in hand, so he can't even use that as an opportunity, and once he gets one, the problem is they know where he is now. So G2 are going to be ready and waiting. They don't need to peek this Doki, but he has a look around the corner, gets taken down. 1v4 becomes 1v2, and I tell you what, it becomes a lot more winnable.
Eyes on the diffuser, mind you. There's one real close here as well. Sees his man. Ain't going to win the gunfight, though. 3, though. It's very fair to say G2 are the ones running the show.
Plenty of attention coming from the east side as Fultz and Benjo managed to get opening kills. Whatever call-out said, certainly seems to have worked. Ashen goes in aggressive onto Blaz. This has fallen apart for G2. 1 versus 5 already. We're not a minute into the round. Doki underneath on the mirror. He's just going to be chased down here. They've got the blitz. They know exactly what's coming. He gets one, but the trade is there. The SSG have just had to relocate. We've had an early battle at the beginning of the round, about the halfway mark, and they've come away with even spoils.
Doki's got himself dug deeper inside here, the other side of the castle barricade if wanted. Now jumps back over again. He was quite desperate to find someone that's feeling a little bit cheeky, a little bit peeky onto that bakery window, and nothing is given. Benja into a second, the trade is there, but elsewhere, it's Ashen bringing down Doki. So, I was going to say, with him holding inside a bakery, it might be a little bit tough still for SSG to move on forwards, but the roadblock has been removed, and Blaz has got it all to do. Sees his man down to about a quarter of his HP, and he's in hot trouble at this point. Tim, 45 seconds to play.
Yeah, he's surrounded. That's the problem. There's one above, there's one bottom red. The one above has just come down Brown stairs to join Benja on that side. They can start flooding into sight. They know they've got him 3v1 here. They're all on pretty much full health apart from Fultz. It was a matter of time until Ashen cuts him down.
And we need him soon because we aren't seeing Superstar Loira appearing so far yet on this map. Yep, Doki's got a few kills to his name, but that's not what they need. They need far more than that. Alamal steps in and Benja's going to fall down, but look at that. Ashen elsewhere has found Uno. All to do here, Alamal facing off against the Clash. This one is most definitely done as he'll just bleed out here to the damage as it starts to rack up.
Yeah, exactly that. Even when the Clash runs out of energy for the shield and is waiting on the recharge like they are now, there's a chance somebody just pops up and shoots him, but as it is, full recharge. Ashen is going to be the one. That's down Benja, but is moved around by the nade. Just stood inside a sight, looking to pick up some kills.
Got the down as well. That's nice for him to get a second. Doki really stepping in and taking charge. And now that he's underneath him, with those scans available, he can start picking out players above and going clay pitch and shooting.
Yeah, we're really going to see what value there is in the verticals here, because SSG are not going to have much of a choice but to try and hold on. And that's the value. Doki taken down. And SSG, it just seems no matter the position they are put in, Des, they always find a way. Blaz, he manages to take down Ashen. Surely this is a round that goes to G2 as Uno gets that diffuser down.
It's a great read from G2, knowing there are a couple of players flying around Cocktail, and they planned completely the opposite side of things out on this ground floor, on the second floor, sorry. Gino know with it all to do, a 1 versus 4. Trying to do what he can. I mean, he's certainly being helped out by Uno there, who's brought down Blaz at the same time. This will not
haven't touched Bakery. You can see Benja's silhouette off in the distance. He's playing his position there, but it gives G2 a little bit more space here. Forrest is the one. I was going to say they're pushing into Bakery now. They've adjusted, they've adapted, they've rotated. Loira manages to get the kill, and that allows Uno to push on in here. SSG were expecting Freezer, as were we all, but this is a quick move from G2. Could it be the one that gets them the round? 2v2 effectively with the Maestro down.
They got the down into Forrest, but couldn't quite finish him off, and that's what gave away the trade. It's what let SSG spring into action and get the trade back on the other side. Forrest might not be recoverable here because they haven't got that red control, but look at this. The dancing around, they've got no idea, but oh my God, Alamau in behind at the perfect time. A bit of a siege timing moment for Ash and Tim. They've got to push in. Fultz holding in off towards the right. Double red ping coming out as well. He's now up, good at the ready. Finds one! Can't quite find two. Yes, he does! Because the downs were in place.
SSG, has dropped away back towards site. So G2 with a minute 10 can start working vertically.
They've wanted to play a heavy denial game behind 4 C4s. They've tossed 2, done some damage to Uno. The third one was ripped and I thought ready to go. May even find a player above, but as it stands, that's not quite the case. As G2 members start boiling away though, Alamau the first one to go. Those 2 C4s become even more potent. Blaz getting rid of Ashen. Not a bad spot. Evening things out, and now all C4s are gone. So their chances of catching out G2 players, and they've been hoping to find at least 2 with that vertical denial from below, that no longer being available, suddenly this Monty starts looking very, very imposing.
Benja manages to find Blaz, but the answer is there from Loira. Fultz on the trade. This is a trade for trade for trade. The question is, how do they deal with the Monty? J9 comes in with a huge flank dares, and that is the North American side. SSG locked